Hello there. Let me just start by apologizing to you for coming to you late today. It's the way show. My name is Wole. We've been trying to um, we've been having some technical difficulties actually getting on the show to you today, but thankfully we're here. And as if that's not enough, we're still waiting for our guest today to join us on the show. Special Valentine shows day today. I hope you've had a very wonderful day so far, filled with love, filled with lots of affection, gifts, and what have you. So it's the Wayne show, and we're still trying to establish contact with our guest today, who is going to be joining us all the way from the United States. As soon as we do that, then we're going to continue with the show. But meanwhile, why don't you just sit back, relax, and we're just going to give you some clips of our shows, some episodes that you probably have missed, you know. So we're just going to roll out and obviously show you some of the past editions and just sit back and enjoy it. And whilst we connect with our guests all the way from the United States, I'll come back and we can carry on with the show. Okay, just sit back, enjoy the little bit of clips we've got for you, featuring some of the guests we've had on the show so far.
Journey, but of course I've loved it every way. So my pleasure again.
Yeah, and like you say if you do what you love,
Yes,
it's no
sir.
longer a job to you. It's just what it is. It's something
Absolutely.
you love. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So tell us, you founded what should we call it now? Scout Bonus. So
Yes, sir.
is it? Tell us about it. What's that all about? What do you aim to achieve by that?
Well, it's Scalbola Soccer Recruiting is a technology product that I decided to work on when I've been through the problem yourself. And I'm sure you've had this very general thought before that most people give birth to business. They own a business because they had that problem. So as a football academy owner, I know I didn't mention that one. I own a football academy back, Midas Football Academy. I used to take my players for tournaments, youth tournaments in different part of Europe. We've been to Germany, Denmark, Sweden, South Africa, Egypt to play youth championship. But most of the time when we come back and want to follow up on those players that were successful during that tournament, and agents and scouts, the first thing they ask for is, can I see video of this player a year after, 2 years after, you know? And it didn't just stop there. Even some of the professional players that I work with that play in Nigerian professional league or other professional leagues, these guys don't have any proof that they are playing the game. And how do you prove something? How do you employ someone that can show you a proof? If you want to know anything about me now, all you need to do is to Google it or go to my website or go to YouTube and see what I'm doing. So if you call yourself a football player and you don't have a video of you in January this year, for example, and for your excuse might be that, okay, because of COVID, we've not been playing football, but there must be something recent. So this lack of this particular thing, video, was what made me to like, okay, let me go into this. At the start of the development of the platform, we were hoping to just create a platform where players can just build their resume and then showcase it out there. But we see that there is a bigger problem, which is lack of video. The problem is huge. About 95% of Nigeria professional league players, I'm using Nigeria because that's where I'm from and that's where you have to start from, you know, don't have a video of their game. That's how bad it is. So, and these players, they find it very difficult to convince an agent or scout to be able to recruit them. So we are trying to build a very simple product that can help these players to connect with video creators.
Nobody in my family was a journalist, so I had no role model within my family. But somehow I could say that my father was somebody who inspired me to become a journalist, to the extent that I used to buy newspapers for him a lot. And when he's through with reading those newspapers, I take time to read them. And gradually I developed interest. And so I found interest with the world. By the time I became a journalist, in terms of role model, maybe the people I started working with, so to say. I mean, I started working in a point newspaper where I had Mr. Ademola Oshinobi, who is still the current MD of the point newspaper. I mean, that was somebody who I remember when he interviewed me for that job. He said, "Young man, you can do this job." And even when I was having that myself, I was very encouraged. So I would say people like Mr. Ademola Oshinobi. And I remember I used to read people like Dele Olojede, the first Nigerian to win the Pulitzer Prize. I remember vividly that when I went for internship at the Concord newspaper, the very first day I walked into that office, there was nobody around. And there were no phones to call anybody. And there was a little tremor somewhere in Ijebu in Ogun State. And they needed somebody to go and cover. And here was I from school, just green, so to say, and they were asking me, "You have to go and do this. The driver will take you there. This is what you do." And as I was preparing to leave, he came in. Mr. Dele Olojede came in, and I followed him. So right from day one, I followed him, and I saw him at work, and I was very, very impressed. And so I can say people like that really inspired me. And along the line, every other person came at various times of the year. I mean, now I'm a media career development person. I'm looking at people like Mr. Taiwo Obi, who's been very inspiring, and at people like Mr. Richard Akinola. So quite a number of people, depending on the time I'm talking about. But by and large, people inspired me. I saw people at work. I remember when I started at Abeokuta, I was the youngest person who was a correspondent. We had people like the late Tayo Awotusin, who was a correspondent, even then, but well read, and you could really learn a lot from that. So I would say those are the people that inspire me. And different times, other people came along.
You are now a media career development specialist. What made you transition from being a journalist to this new role? And the other thing is, we now have all sorts of journalists. Even people that have not been trained, that are not probably not schooled in journalism, getting just picking up the paper and picking up a pen or the phones and sticking it into someone's face to ask interview and doing interviews and without that much training. Would you say that's probably why you have now transitioned from being a journalist to get these people adequately trained to know the job properly?
Let me say that I was actually inspired to start this many years ago while working at the Punch. I noticed that training was not emphasized. Here was I started as a reporter in Punch. I never went for my first media training until I had become a news editor myself. Almost 10 years. Training was not emphasized. And along the line, I saw there's a place called Thompson Foundation. It used to be in Cardiff. It's now in London. There was a training school. I saw the newsletter, and I was really inspired by the newsletter about the place where journalists go for continuous training. And I applied to go for this training. Thankfully, I went for training 3 months, all expenses paid in Cardiff in UK. And I came back and I said I was going to replicate what I saw in Cardiff. So that experience was really, really helpful. And so from there, I started seeing myself as a development person. I was paying more attention to providing what you call, in UK, they call it mind the gap when you are entering training. So I was trying to mind the gap. Yes, I was trying to mind the gap in journalism because I was finding it difficult to find that people were working and they were not getting training. And digital was coming. So many things were changing. So that was what really inspired me And at every stage, I was experimenting what I could do, even didn't have an organization myself. So my experience at Pointer Institute and attending some other trainings locally. And years later, I wanted to go to Pointer Institute. Pointer Institute is in Florida. It's a school for training for journalists. Many years later, I went to Florida. So with those kind of a combined experience, and having spent more than 30 years of being a journalist, being a traditional journalist, ended up my last 6 years at the Nation as an online editor. So I became a very digital person. I thought that I had benefit of both experience and I could share it with people. Along the line, I was also teaching part-time in the University of Lagos, Nigerian School of Journalism. And for me, it was not only training, it's about mentoring. It's about helping people to understand themselves. Because here was a profession where you put your all, and many people are frustrated. Whereas we need journalists who are very inspired to do this on this and provide a gap. Because even though you have media NGOs, what most of them do is that they
So welcome back now to the Way Show. Those were just a couple of past episodes of the show where you had my very good friend Bayonle Arashi in the first one, and obviously Lekon Tufodurin, who's a citizen journalist back in Nigeria, talking about experience, one in sports and the other in journalism. So those were the two we've been able to bring to you so far. I'm grateful and obviously delighted to say we are now being joined by our guest for today on this special Valentine's Day. Our guest all the way from the United States. Her name is Linda Onyesoh. Linda, it's when she comes in, obviously she will be talking more about herself. She is someone who is very versatile in the area of women empowerment. She's an investor. She's also CEO of a company itself that actually do making people look beautiful, like she is looking beautiful today. Linda, thank you for joining us on the show. I
Thank you.
like I like
You like
that. I love it.
I put especially for you today.
Oh, thanks, love. My missus will be counting that now.
I know. Yeah, I know.
How are you? Happy
I love
Valentine's Day to you.
Happy Valentine's Day to you. How are you?
Yeah, not doing too bad at all. Doing good, thank you. Thank you for coming on the show, Linda.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's just get on. Linda, whilst I was researching your story, getting to know you, before I obviously speak with you, I learned you were actually an investment banker, and then
Yes,
you left all that to go into
yes, yes,
making people look beautiful. So
yes.
that's what I say. Well, Linda will obviously tell us about herself, but you tell us about your journey from being an investment banker, where personally I think, and probably a lot of people watching today will be thinking, wow, that's where the money is, that's where the dosh is, going into making people more beautiful. Tell us about yourself, Linda, and why you left investment banking to doing that.
Okay. Hello, Yomi. Hi. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate your time. I appreciate the even to think that today being the day to celebrate love and celebrate oneness, we should talk about beauty and how it encompasses the world and how it changes the world. As you said earlier, and as stated, my name is Linda Onyesoh. I am a beauty entrepreneur based out of New York, USA. I own MakeupMaven NYNG, Merit Multi Services, and also Milani Cosmetics Nigeria, which means we are authorized distributors, authorized marketers for Milani Cosmetics out of California for the whole of Africa. Yes, I was an investment banker for a whole over a decade actually, and I was doing very well. Wall Street, from Merrill Lynch to Morgan Stanley to Bank of America, you name it. But at some point in my life, and when the kids started, I'd always had and I'd always had this attraction to the beauty industry. I was always interested in aesthetics, and at some point in my life, I knew I was going to work for myself, and working for myself meant I was going to leave everything behind and Well, I started doing it part-time. I started doing it part-time. I started investing in, buying up companies that were folding that, owned beauty and cosmetics underlings and reselling them. And it was doing well. So when I decided to walk away about 8 years ago, I walked away, fully, and I left employment to become a business owner. And I did not make a mistake. I'm very glad I did at the time.
That's brilliant. So why did you decide to, I know you've been doing this on the side, I mean, whilst you were working, buying companies, especially cosmetics and what have you. What made you decide to go into beauty products, so to say?
Well, again, like I said, I was very interested in the business of aesthetics. I liked everything beauty. I liked everything skincare, cosmetics, the hygiene line. I was always very interested in it, researching companies when companies buy each other. Even though I dealt with fixed income indices, which meant I had to scrub bonds every day, but I would go beyond that to research, companies that were, buying each other out in the beauty. And I felt like, as a matter of fact, the beauty industry today is not even what it was like 10 years ago. It's not
Mhm.
as blown up. So I think I went into it at the right time, because right about now, in Nigeria, where most of my businesses are, there was nothing. Like, you could barely find makeup artists. You could barely find, people. I remember when I was getting married, it was almost impossible for me to find someone to make me up for my wedding. When I got married, in Nigeria, I had to get a male makeup artist. And when the guy came to my village from Lagos, everybody was like, "Oh my God, men paint people's faces." So it was the time. So you can imagine now how much the business had, like, exploded now. Everybody is a makeup artist. The art of beauty, you should see the wedding industry, you should see the makeup, you should see the fashion industry. Beauty has exploded. So, and you see over here in America, you find, even if you go into the banking part of it, you find companies are buying over for millions of dollars buying the beauty, because think about the pandemics. Everybody was home. People were more interested in
Mm.
taking care of themselves, the hygiene, the skincare, applying some form of makeup and taking care of themselves. So you see how the beauty industry has exploded at this time. And you can't touch it. It's every woman, even at the age of 90, wants a lip gloss on her lips. She wants a lipstick. She feels like she pops as soon as she puts something to brighten her face up. So I think the beauty industry we're just starting. We're just starting. I do not regret going into it full time at all.
You mentioned the pandemic, obviously, and the other thing you mentioned that it was despite the pandemic, it's still a booming business, and
Yes, it
I
is.
kind of wonder why is that so? Because people are indoors, not outdoors. Is it a matter of looking good for your man or looking good for your woman, or probably looking good when you're on Zoom or Teams or what
No,
have
no.
you? What is
Well,
it about it?
I think most importantly, it's about the fact that the well-being, the physical,
Mm,
the mental, the emotional,
mm,
the spiritual well-being became a very big deal since the pandemic. Everybody wanted to be sure that they were taking care of themselves the way they should, which meant that
mm,
since you are at home, you're thinking, what am I going to do about my skin? What am I going to do about my weight? Am I going to do about taking care of my brows, my eyeliners, everything started to matter because we had time. So that
mm,
period where everybody was locked in at home was a period of reawakening for everyone. I literally, my e-commerce channel in America, I was selling out. During the pandemic, I was at the post office every day mailing out packages. Even the post office lady,
wow.
who's using all these products? So there was a reawakening for everyone that, what, this is the time to, and there was all this content creators making all kinds of contents, and people were starting to understand and realize that, oh, you know what, I could literally take better care of myself now that I have the time, and now that I could, absorb the me time became 100%, as opposed to women working 7 days a week. you know we were home for 7 days a week now, so we could think about the me time. We could absorb and
Mhm,
work on the me time. So that meant we
mm.
could work on our skin, we could work on our faces, we could do our facials, we could, learn how to apply eyeliners, learn how to do our full face of makeup. So it was a reawakening time for women and men too. So
Yeah, because I see quite a few men actually on Instagram with a mirror and lipstick and doing all sorts. I'm thinking, oh my God, what's going on here? Do you also find men actually not necessarily buying for their spouse or what have you, buying for themselves at this age now. Do you also experience that?
Oh yes, in this environment, in the beauty industry, fortunately have a lot of men as makeup artists. We have a lot of men as estheticians, and we have a lot of men who make wigs, who do hair. So yes, those men, are there. But then we also have men who have decided, you know what, I think I'm going to take better care. I was in a clubhouse chat the other day, and I said, you know what, I'm going to throw this question out there. How many of you men have a skincare regimen? Especially now that we start home in the pandemic, and 90% of them do have a skincare regimen. Somebody has a
Wow.
cleansing bath for his face. He has some kind of cream for his hair. He uses a different kind of cream for his skin. You'll find out that there's a little more reawakening now to the elements of beauty, to the questions you could ask about beauty. And there are people who have, and everybody's trying to find those answers within. So we had the time to go online. We had the time to use Google search to say, oh, you know what? I'm breaking out a little more. What can I do about this? And I'm a man, and I shouldn't be embarrassed about the fact that I think there's something wrong with my skin. Should I go to the spa, or the spas are closed? We're in a pandemic. Let me find the right products, order the right products. And oh yeah, this product is working for me. So I'm going to continue to use this product to take care of myself. So you're going to find a lot more men, Yomi, coming to realize that, taking care of myself physically is going to somehow translate into me taking care of myself mentally, and then taking care of myself spiritually, because cleanliness is next to godliness. It's in the Bible. So it's a reawakening. It's an explosion of what the beauty industry is coming into, and what is going to go do beyond what we're seeing now. So it's a lot.
And what do you say to people out of ignorance now that say, that's not real, man? I mean, our fathers were, they don't care about what they put on. They don't care about the kind of soap or kind of cream they use. They were real men. What do you say to those people? I mean, out of ignorance, do we need to educate them, or do we need to say to them, hey, shut up, or?
No, you'll be surprised to find out that we have a lot more metrosexual men these days. And metrosexual means they're interested in what they look like. They're interested in what they wear. They're interested in what their skin looks like. So I don't think anybody wants a slob. I don't think anybody wants a nasty man who doesn't care about his hygiene. I think what is actually attractive about a man is a man who comes out and he smells well, he looks well, he feels well, his skin is clean and clear. He applies some kind of lip gloss. He puts moisturizers on his hands. I'm sure even your wife doesn't want you coming out looking ashy. Your lips are
Oh
charred.
no.
Exactly. So I think it's something that women should actually think about now. Like, would you want your man to be described as a slob when he comes outside? Do you want your man to walk around looking like he's unkept? That he comes out from an environment where the woman behind him doesn't care about what he looks like? So it just basic hygiene means that even men have decided that they are going to take better care of themselves. And taking better care of themselves means they're going to care what happens to their skin. They're going to go shave their beards and use the right products on their beards, use the right products on their hair, make sure they put on some kind of lip gloss. It's basic. It's basic. So, and it now transcends into beauty. And for us women, of course, ours is a whole regimen. Like, what I use under my eyes is not what I use on my face. What I use on my face is not what I use on my lips. It's a full 5, 6 product, 7 product regimen every morning for me to even function, so, and men are coming into that. You see men using cleansers and toners and masks, and making sure the bags under their eyes are taken care of, making sure that so we have to do better as humans in taking care of ourselves. And that's why the beauty industry continues to grow by the day. Companies are churning out different kinds of beauty products. They're churning out lines for men and women. They're bringing out things that are peculiar to different skin conditions and different skin types. And so there's a lot more that's going to happen as we go along in the beauty industry. It's going to explode, and it's going to start to touch on everyone. People are going to get more interested in what they look like, what they feel like, what they want to feel like, especially what we've been through in the past year. So you're going to see a lot more happening, a lot more.
And again, what you said now tallies with what I'm going to ask again. We see quite a few, and I must say that there's friend of mine, we were together at some point, and we were checking some things on Instagram, and we saw this um, huge transformation of a lady. Okay, looking. I don't want to use that one. And then after the makeup, looking like an
Yes.
angel. You know, and my mate was saying to me, "Wow, can is this going to change the way we view our women?"
Well, not exactly. You see, I always say to women that makeup shouldn't be, um, for me, I know for a fact that the makeup you wear on a daily basis shouldn't be what you wear when you go out to a party at night. Shouldn't be what you wear for your wedding. Shouldn't be, so it's different faces for different days and different dates and different events. What I don't want to see is where we take away from who we are
Mm,
entirely for makeup. And I always say to women, like, I feel like if the person you and your mate were looking at had decent enough skin and she could wear like barely any makeup, and she's wearing makeup, but it looks like but you can see the person you know. That is what I advise. I don't advise you to entirely remove from yourself the person that you are,
mm,
because you're wearing makeup. I'm not a big fan of that, because as much as I sell makeup, I'm a big proponent of skincare. I feel like if you take good care of your skin, the makeup is going to just show. The makeup is going to, I mean, you're going to come out looking a better version of yourself. You don't come out looking a different person. You come out looking a better version of yourself. So that's what I want makeup to do for women. I want makeup to make you come out and your husband say, "Oh, sweetie, you look so beautiful." He doesn't say you look different. He says you look
mm.
so beautiful. So that is what I believe makeup should do for us. Makeup should make you pop, make you glow, make you, I'm not a big fan of the heavy, layers, and no, no, that's not what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to give you a better version of yourself. It's supposed to make you look in the mirror and be like, oh my God, I like what I look like. I like myself. I'm happy with, what I see. I don't want it to make you be removed from who you are, and the next day the man doesn't recognize you. No, 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 no.
Phew, thank God. Thank God for that. So, so we're going to go on a very short break, Linda. And when we come back, we'll just continue. We'll talk about a little bit about women empowerment and the likes. Okay, we're just going to go short break,
Okay.
and we'll be back. Just stay right there if you're watching us, and we'll be back soon. Thank you. Welcome back to the show. And I've got with me today on this special day, Valentine's Day, Linda Onyesoh, who is the Chief Executive Officer, and I hope I got that right. She's the Chief Executive Officer of MakeupMaven NYNG. So, like Linda said before we went on the break, Linda was an investment banker before she chose a path which is obviously very lucrative now. Is that not so, Linda?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that I get to spend time with my 4 children, that I get to run on my own floor instead of running on the floor for someone else, that I get
Mm,
to do the things that I love and what I love in its entirety. It's big for me. It's very big. So
mm.
this is better for me.
So tell us about um, for people watching, especially for women watching, for girls out there watching, and they're thinking, what am I going to do with my life? Um, where do I even start? I mean, this job, I'm not getting anywhere with this job. Um, what should I do? Um, what's your advice to them? I mean, you've been able to, I mean, the work you've done before being what you are now, and it's an investment bank, is probably someone's dream job, dream world. I want to be there. I want to work for Morgan Stanley. I want to work for whatever. But she had that. She left it for something. She had a dream, a heart, and she's excelling in that. What do you say to people out there, especially girls watching and thinking, I just want to make a head start for myself. I want to be somewhere. I'll be able to take care of my family, take care of myself, and obviously just don't wake up now at 6:30 in the morning and run to somewhere where I'll be ordered about by some man folk or what have you.
I'll tell you something. I was an analyst for years, and it was sad that when anyone came in into our office at the time, they always thought I was a receptionist. And yeah, and I worked as an analyst with my MD. And at any point in time that everyone walked in and they would, oh, do you have a field travel itinerary? Do you know why are you asking me about his itinerary? Oh, I'm sorry. Aren't you the, no, I'm not. No, I'm
Mm,
not. I have a master's degree, you know? And I wasn't going to change the dynamics of the way things were there. I was never going to change it because I was sitting in the sea of blonde, blue-eyed, boys. So I I did my work, but I knew I wasn't going to change the dynamics there, and I had to create a path for myself. And the path I chose to create was something that I had a passion for. So passion is very important. Passion is extremely important. If you don't have passion if your passion is food, I have a girlfriend who cooks. She's a chef in New Jersey, and she works as a nurse, and she quit her job on Friday because she was churning out bowls of abula with the soup and all over New York, all over the United States, and she started to, and this was something she was doing as a hobby, but it was a
mm.
passion. She cooks even in her sleep. She
Wow.
could make bowls and bowls of food, but she had to finish that and jump out by 5 a.m. to go to the hospital and put in her scrubs.
Mm,
And she said to herself, what is your passion? What is my passion? And my passion, this is what I do with my eyes closed. And she left that and she started, incorporated her business in the state of New Jersey. Was looking for a space now. Now she cooks. Now she's happy. Now she doesn't have sleepless nights or is, um thinking she's underutilizing on using what
skills,
God
passion.
given gifts, her gifts.
Mm,
So I said to myself, what can I do without even breaking a sweat in, like trying to express myself or breaking a sweat in dealing with companies and breaking a sweat being in meetings with CEOs and or chemists and beauty, the people who develop, chemists who develop skincare, and I speak to them about developing products that we think we need in the humidity that I have in Nigeria or in parts of Africa where the powders that they use for snow or like a climate that is a lot more colder. I need something that is drier for my climate in Africa. I can defend that. I can speak for that because I have the passion for that, and that was what was more interesting to me. And so I had no problems whatsoever, but I just needed to get myself to a place where I can afford to start my own business. And as soon as I hit that mark, I was gone. I didn't even look back. I wasn't even interested. So now when I walk into meetings, nobody looks at me and thinks, oh, is she the receptionist, or is she a cleaner because she's no, you're looking at the CEO of her own company. You're looking at, we're talking based on the fact that I'm a business owner now, that I can. So I say to women, listen, chase your passion. If your passion is investment banking and you can stand and speak for what you believe and speak for what you know, and you can stand on, at any point in time they wake you up, you can defend what you do, go for everything that you deserve in investment banking. If your passion is cooking, my dear, pick up that stove, kick on that stove and cook your behind out. Do what you need to do to put your name on the map. But for you to put your name on that map, you must have passion. Passion is important, extremely important.
Wow, that's very interesting. I think obviously people listening to you today will probably pick up a word or two from what you've said. Now, Linda, you talked about adapting or developing for particular skins,
Yes.
African. So I just want to ask this because when some people hear about makeup or skincare or whatever, all they think about is just that bleaching cream. That's
No.
something that's going to make you light, and especially if it's coming from abroad, it's just going to make you light. And you look at Instagram, this a lot now. You see quite a lot of people. Yeah. Oh my God, she's dark. I knew that's dark. Why is she this light now? What's going on? So.
Yeah.
How has your product been accepted in Nigeria? I mean, do people see it as a product or as products that actually this is good for our ebony skin, this is good for our black skin, and it's also good for our weather?
Well, unfortunately, about 10 years ago, we could sell all the darker skinned powders and foundations and all whatnot, but I'm sorry, that's not the case now. We can't even procure darker toned products anymore because unfortunately, I'm probably the darkest person in the lineup of things now. Everybody is whitened and lightened, and it's a personal choice. I don't knock what anyone does. I don't knock what anyone wants to do in the pursuit of beauty. What I have an issue with is why we are not happy with the skin that we're in. Why do you think that you cannot better the skin that you're in? Okay, and I feel like the unhealthy choices we're making in whitening our skin, I hope it doesn't come back to bite, because I feel like you could take care of a melanin based dark skin to look so beautiful, so supple,
Mhm.
so attractive. The fact that of course you're more attractive because you're lighter skin doesn't make it healthy, doesn't make it that the person who aspires for you to look like that has your interest at heart. That's what most of these girls don't understand you know
Mm.
I always say to people that taking care of your skin is internal. Taking care of your skin is, what do you see yourself at? I see a lot of young girls that I have a staff. She is so dark, but yeah, she is so beautiful. Esther, I call her blue black. I call her like she's a goddess. And I say to her, like, Esther, the day I see you as much, and she's like, no, that auntie, I don't have to. And then she's just 18. And I love the fact that even as young as she is, she knows in her heart of heart that she doesn't want to, because another person thinks she should look a certain way. So what I feel like is happening is there's going to be some kind of revolution happen in the beauty industry in Africa, where women are going to catch themselves and see that this. And I see some of them that have done it before just decide, you know what, I don't want to do it anymore. I want to come back to my regular skin. I want to come back to
Mm.
what I looked like, because it was unhealthy, because I started to suffer health condition because of this. So I think we're going to slowly get to that place where we can say to these young ladies that your skin, the skin that you're in, can actually be better. The skin that you're in can actually we can work on you, just kind of feeling better about the person you are, taking care of your skin, exfoliating your skin, giving yourself facials to just be the best you. The best you doesn't have to be a wider you. The best you could be the you that you're looking at, but with the correct, the correct regimen for yourself, exfoliating, taking care of your skin, cleansing your skin, just taking care of your skin. And I feel like it's internal. If you feel good, you're gonna look good. And if you feel good, you're gonna want to do better with what happened, what your skin should look like, your body should look like, and you're gonna look for better products. Right? And I unfortunately had to stop ordering darker toned products because we weren't selling it. And most of it was sit. And my staff would say to me, you please just make sure you keep it to the medium, the medium and the medium tones. Don't buy darker tones anymore. And it breaks my heart because I want to see that, dark and beautiful, hues that we were known for in Africa. I want to see that. I don't think, but I think people are actually realizing that it's not healthy. And you find the ones who had done the whole whitening thing, like coming back to what their natural, colors were, what their natural hues were. So yeah, it's slowly coming back because 2-3 years ago, Yami, everybody was, it was and they don't understand that you can't even do so much of that in Nigeria with our climate, with our humidity. When it burns out that skin, what you should worry about is just exfoliating to get the best skin that you're in and making sure you're using the right SPF products to cover against sunburn and taking care of yourself. Because the worst thing we have in that humidity is the sunburn, is the sun. The sun is our issue. So let's worry about being the best we could be as opposed to just presenting to the world a whiter, lighter you. Just be the best you can be, and it's internal. It's a lot more internal. Yeah.
And talking about your products also, and I know the part of Africa and the part of the world we come from, we tend to always want to imitate. All right, we see the original, we want to build a fake, and obviously say, that's the original. Do you ever face that, especially with your products when you get to Nigeria?
Oh, of course. I carry mostly drugstore, US level drugstore brands. So you find a lot of you walk into, which I think is more affordable to us. And I think it's just part of the regimen. Of course, we carry a lot of high-end products too, but the basic, the Revlon, the Milani, the Maybelline, just the basic products that are affordable to everyone. It's not a class thing. Even the middle to the lower class can go in and pick up our powders and our foundations. It's not everyone who can afford a 30,000 naira foundation, like you live in the US and you buy a $68 foundation or whatever. Even I'm of the opinion that it doesn't even make sense. I'm going to wash it off after the end of the day. But what works for my skin, and I try to make sure I bring in products into Nigeria that works for our skin, that works for our humidity, that is mad enough to stay and doesn't stain, and it's not, our climate doesn't need like the whole extra oily products because it works against our skin. It goes inside to make you break out and all. So we try to find products that are, but of course we're dealing with, as soon as you get the products into the country and do the whole marketing process and you get it to, to get you find somebody go to, China and duplicate the same products and they forget that chemists took sometimes years to develop this product. The companies paid millions to have these products developed before they were produced, but you just take it and you just don't even understand the amount of the mica you put in it. You don't the amount of chemicals that goes in it. You just knock it off and people put on their skin, and you find women break out like and really, really suffer skin issues, like deep skin issues, because they use the product that was fake. So we're still trying to sensitize people to, get the best product, get the right products. We bring them into the office to swatch to make sure it matches, because you can take some things and you react to it. And you remember there are a lot of chemicals in this product, because that's why they're sold in drugstores. There are a lot of chemicals in these products that sometimes doesn't match or doesn't, work with your own skin tone or doesn't work with your skin. You put it in, you break out. We try to get you matched to the right product. We try to get you match to the product that suits your skin, that suits your, the pH level. So there's a whole lot to these things when they make them that people don't understand, and they think it's just all fun and games, and you run to China and you make it, and you come back and you're killing people. You think killing doesn't necessarily mean, but when you make a woman, she wears this product and the next day her face all breaks out, that's the worst level of confidence you're taking away from, because the next day she doesn't want to come out, because she's all hot and bothered about, oh my God, look at my face, look at the pimples, look at I feel so terrible. So there's a lot to making sure you get the correct products, you get the right products. It's very important. We always tell them, please do not buy fake. You find out the fakes are literally the same price as the original one. It's the same price. And chemists spend years developing one product that would match the Caucasian skin and the skin with a level of melanin. So we have to be very careful, very, very careful.
Are we going to go to a point where most of the makeups we use are just going to be solely developed and probably made in African countries? Do you think that's going to be possible at some time? Because we've got the resources, we've got probably everything you need for that.
But
That's a hard question there. I can see that.
listen, Nigeria, I tell you, we'll get there. It's just not now. We'll get there. Even trying to get it from this economy to ship it out there and get it cleared in the customs and go through it's tough, but we'll get there. I have hope. That's all I can say. I have hope. But can we go through the production right now? We just don't have we don't have the amenities. We don't have that right now. We don't.
So let's talk about the reason for today. I know it's nearly rounding up Valentine's Day. COVID is happened. If there wasn't COVID, obviously people would probably be doing stuff now, probably in the restaurant or wherever. And tell me, are we losing the feel for Valentine? Are we losing the message behind what this day is supposed to be? Because people now tend to see it as a time just to have my boyfriend or my man or my husband or whatever. You just buy me gifts and that's it. Are we losing the foundation to the story of Valentine, or are we doing it right way, so to say?
Well, I'll say this, Yemi. We're not losing anything. The pandemic has dealt us a really terrible blow, really, really terrible blow. We're not losing anything. Things are a little different now because of the social distancing and the mask and the fact that people just can't go out and enjoy life like they would like to. But I don't think anything has changed from the issue of love, or from the message of love, or from just the beauty in love itself. I don't think anything has changed in that. But I will say this, like, it's been a rough 2 years. Now it's we're gonna see a lot of changes, and there's gonna be a lot of just people just getting to understand that life is going to just be a lot more different now. I mean, unfortunately, we're alive, so we're healthy, and I think it's gonna get better, but it's gonna be a little more different. But that hasn't changed the fact that life is love and love is life. It doesn't change that at all.
So what's the outlook for your company now? Are we expected to see you branching to covering the whole of Africa and probably extending to Europe?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yomi, and I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm so excited for the things that are going on. We now extended into nails. We started to do the beauty, the nails. We started to do nails. We during the COVID period started to get into the skin, the just regular skincare, hygiene, deodorant sprays, perfumes and all whatnot. Not necessarily only makeup now. And what I do know I'm not going to sell is lightening products. I don't do that. But every element of the makeup, the hygiene, nails, We're going to get into hair. We're going to, and we're trying to get Milani Cosmetics itself, because we're the authorized distributors to go into the whole of Africa. Just make sure everybody has access to that. So there's going to be a lot of expansion. I'm in a lot of meetings. We're, shipping out a lot of, stuff to just cover every area that includes the nails, the skincare, the makeup itself. So there's a lot of expansion this year. I'm going to Nigeria real soon. We're trying to get into a bigger, more like space where everybody could find exactly what they need, in the different locations that we're opening. So you come in here is like, it's just an area of everything you need for different, just you have the things for the babies, you have the things for men, you have the things for women, you have your makeup, you have your nails, you have the skincare, you just have everything that caters to your well-being, and if the last year hasn't taught us anything, it's that your well-being is you, and you are your well-being, because if you're well internally, you're going to be well externally, and I've said that for every woman, if you come out and you look good and you feel good and you smell good, you will feel good, so it's all wrapped in one big bubble. And if you bust the bubble and you bust it well, I think you're gonna do good.
Just like you said in one of your posts on Instagram, you said makeup is an art,
Yeah.
beauty is spirit.
Yes. Yep.
And if you're gonna break that down, what's the message in that?
The message in that is that a transformation that a makeup gives you is an art. The beauty itself, I think, like it's spirit filled, there's a beauty that comes, there's a fulfillment that comes to you when you finish that makeup and you finish the slay and the hair, and you come out like, I look good, even your husband or tells you, oh, you look good, so that's what I don't want removing from the person, and you get a whole new individual when you apply makeup. No, that's not what it should be. You should be a better you, not a different you. It's a better you. That's what that's what I think makeup should do for us, and enhancement. An enhancement is an art. So, yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. It's been so nice talking to you today, Linda. I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to get quite a lot of calls now. Probably people saying, link me up with that woman. No, I beg.
Please, we're all over the world. Anything they want. We're expanding. My goal is to make everybody feel good. Man, woman, children, just feel good. You smell good, you look good, you feel good. It's been a tough time. Let's enhance. Let's not diminish. Let's enhance, And I'm so happy you gave me the opportunity. I really want to appreciate you. I know I reached out to you for something else and this happened. And I'm always happy to come back anytime, you need me to deliberate on anything that has to do with, I'm a big advocate of gender development, of anyhow that is going to make a woman feel good. Anything you need me to help with, just making any woman anywhere in the world feel good. I have a new subscription service coming up where we fill up anything you need in a box and deliver to you every month. For a certain fee. You don't have to go out there to look. Everything you need, from your back gels to your hair creams to your makeup to your perfumes to your scents, we pack it up in a nice little box and ship to you anywhere in the world. So, but aside from that, I feel like anything an enhancement makes a woman feel good. She laughs, she smiles, she smells good, she's happy. Beauty is an art. But beauty is life. Beauty is beauty, So anything beautiful just makes us, it's like c'est la vie. Life is beautiful, So I really appreciate you, and I'm sorry I came on a little late, but I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Linda. I definitely will be reaching out to you. Obviously, we'll be doing everything we can to partner you and obviously make our women more beautiful.
Thank you.
Just like he said.
That's the goal.
Have a nice Valentine's Day, Linda, and do have a wonderful week ahead of you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. So that's our package for today, the special Valentine's Day, and you've heard it all from Linda. She's told you have to package yourself. Okay, it's not all about just skin lightening. There's dignity and there's beauty in the African skin and that black skin of yours. All right, all you have to do is just obviously enhance it, just like she said. Okay. Again, we apologize for starting the show late, but we do hope you've thoroughly enjoyed yourself today. And obviously, with all the advice, all the insights into how to get that body looking as beautiful, get that body smelling, you know, smashingly good for your spouse, on this special Valentine's Day. Heard it all from Linda Onyesoh. So thank you again for joining on to our show today. Sorry, we apologize again for coming in late. And please don't forget to subscribe to the show and tell somebody about this show and view all our past editions and have a look at it. Okay, and don't forget to like it. And always remember to tell us about how we are faring. Just leave a message, okay? Leave a message and leave a comment. And also special thanks for all those that made comments on the show today. We thank you, we appreciate you. And special thank you to someone whose birthday was yesterday, Sandra. Thank you. It was your birthday yesterday. We hope you enjoyed your birthday. And we want to also thank Bumi Yomoho who joining and obviously wishing everyone happy Valentine's Day. Expasa and Kaya, thank you so much for joining the show. And every other person that's joined the show, thank you today. And we do hope you have a very wonderful week ahead. And don't forget, like I always say, when you're going out there, please be safe, okay? It's still dangerous out there. There's still pandemic out there. Please be safe. If you can, wear your mask, social distance, and please stay safe. And hope you have a wonderful week. All right. Happy Valentine's Day again from us all. Special thanks to my friend and colleague and co-producer Yomi, who's brought this. Who obviously is behind making sure everything went in top shape. Okay. So till next week. Have a very wonderful night and weekend. Thank you. See you next week. Bye bye.